Well, Wild Card Weekend is officially a wrap. It wasn't the most inspiring of football, but we are ready to move on to the Divisional Round. In the NFC, the Green Bay Packers defeated the Minnesota Vikings 24-10, while the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Washington Redskins 24-14. The Packers were a bit fortunate in that they got to face Joe Webb at quarterback. Christian Ponder was dealing with a bruised arm issue, and he ended up sitting out the game inactive. And so Joe Webb, who had not taken a snap all season long, got to face that Packers defense. Adrian Peterson did his best, but Joe Webb was just not up to the task, and the Packers really were able to go with a lot of 8 and 9 man fronts and keep things very basic. It wasn't a wildly impressive win, but once they took the lead, you just knew that the Vikings really just didn't have enough to win. So instead, now the Packers move on to face the San Francisco 49ers out at Candlestick Park this Saturday on Fox. It'll be interesting to see. It's safe to say that the Packers will need to bring a little bit more when they come off the Candlestick. They have played fairly well against the 49ers in the recent past, but of course, the 49ers did win the season opener, so that'll be an interesting matchup. In the other game, like I said, the Seahawks beat the Redskins. Again, the Seahawks were down early 14-0, but really, once they started to make that comeback late in the second quarter and eventually take the lead in the third quarter, it just felt like an inevitability eventually. And part of that dealt with the fact that Robert Griffin III was clearly dealing with a knee injury, and was not 100%. Eventually, he went down when his knee bent away. Knees are not supposed to bend, and we can only hope for the best for RG3. But the Seahawks got their win. Again, it wasn't like they really needed to blow the doors off. They did struggle early, but now they head out to Atlanta to face the Falcons in the Georgia Dome on Sunday. And I think that even though the Falcons, I would imagine, will be favorites for this game, I really like the Seahawks in that game. Even as a 49ers fan, I am not a Seahawks fan. I think they're better than the Falcons right now. The Falcons obviously won more games, had a stronger overall body of work for the regular season, but not overly impressed at this point. And so we're going to have to wait and see if they can finally get off the schneid and get themselves a playoff win. And then obviously in 2 weeks, winner of those games will square off in the NFC Championship game in what either way is looking like a great potential matchup. We've got really 4 of the best teams in the league playing right now, and hopefully that brings us some better football, because Wild Card Weekend was not the most inspiring of football. But we'll see. We'll be back with more on all of these matchups throughout the week at youtube.com/SBNation, SBN Niners Nation, all of our other channels. So make sure and check back. We'll have plenty for you.